information. Just a couple things before we start. So we're doing this event today. Once we do the formal speeches in here, we'll ask you to go outside and Pudge will unveil his statue. You'll then come back in and head this way around to the freight elevator. We'll take the freight elevator down to the event level onto the field, where we'll do the second portion of this event, do a construction update. We've got some partnership announcements, and you'll get to talk to the Shaw and Paragon people about the synthetic grass field, which looks absolutely gorgeous. Second thing is, a week from today, on Wednesday, March 11th, we will be doing a media open house from 12 to 2, which will include the always popular Delaware North food tasting for events for the year, but we'll also be opening this concourse, the lower concourse, and part of the upper concourse in the outfield from 12 to 2, and you'll have a chance to tour the stadium. We'll have different people and individuals who've been involved in the project, from the Rangers to the design architect, HKS, to the general contractor, Manhattan. And at that time, I'm hoping we'll be able to answer a lot of your questions, and you'll get to see some of the behind-the-scenes parts of this stadium, and also as it's coming along here. Concert, again, is a week from Saturday, and we'll do an official ribbon cutting that afternoon on the North Plaza before the concert starts. So that's kind of what we have coming up here in the next 10 days. But this is really special for me. When we started to build and talk about how we were going to honor our iconic players here at Globe Life Field, obviously Pudge Rodriguez is a big part of that. And we've been talking to Pudge for well over a year about the statue, which he had made about 15 years ago. It's been in storage now for several years, and he has been gracious enough to allow us to take the statue and put it out here appropriately at the home plate gate, and for enjoyment for our customers and fans for years to come. One thing that is important to note about the statues at this stadium, as you know, the Tom Vandergriff and Nolan Ryan statues were located inside Globe Life Park. The statues here will be outside. The Nolan Ryan statue is being moved to what we're calling Rangers Plaza on the north side. Going to the Series statue will be moved to the northeast entrance. We have a Ranger Walk there, and that's where the Tom Vandergriff statue will also reside. All the statues will be outside the ballpark. They'll be there for the enjoyment of our fans, for photo opportunities, 365 days a year. So we're not, the statues won't be in the park, so everybody will be able to enjoy it. So it was very important, as I say, for us to honor our iconic players, and you'll see in branding as this park evolves how we're going to do that as well. I think it's going to be very special as we get to that. So it's a good day, a big day for us, and with that, to talk a little bit about Pudge, I'm going to introduce the man who was around here for a lot of Pudge's career, 50 plus years with the Rangers as general manager, broadcaster, player, member of the Rangers Hall of Fame, Tom Grieve.
Yeah.
It's a little bit over 30 years since the Rangers went to Puerto Rico and watched a tryout camp, and Sandy Johnson and Doug Gassaway, Omar Minaya, discovered a pudgy little catcher, 16 years old, who threw the ball to second base 90 miles an hour. And our scout there, Louis Rosa, wanted to sign a lot of other players, and Sandy said to him, "We're not even going to talk about your other players until you sign that man right there." When Pudge was 17 the next year, an age where he probably would have been a junior in high school if he lived in the States, he went to Gastonia, and one of our A-League teams, was the youngest player in the league by 2 or 3 years. At the end of the year, He was one of the top 10 prospects in that league. 2 years later, he was only 19. He was the youngest player in the Texas League. Midway through that season, the Rangers called him up to the big leagues. And for those of you that remember that day in Chicago, you'll remember the throw he made to second base when he threw out Joey Cora by about 10 feet. The 2 hits he had, he drove in a run, and obviously from there on, he never looked back. He went on to become one of the greatest catchers in the history of baseball. A lot of us feel he's the best catcher in the history of baseball. He started out as a 19-year-old. He gradually became an all-star. He became a Gold Glove winner. As time went on, he developed power, turned into a middle-of-the-order hitter. A lot of you probably wouldn't remember how well he ran. One year he stole 25 bases. Bet you some of you didn't know that about Pudge. He went on to be enter the Rangers Hall of Fame. He entered the Hall of Fame for Major League Baseball just a couple of years ago. When you have a statue put in front of a stadium, obviously that's a great honor. And it's so much fun for those of us that walk by that statue because of the memories that it brings back about that player. When I go by the statues that are over at our old ballpark now and see Tom Vandergrift's statue, I can't help but wonder personally what my life would have been like if Tom Vandergrift didn't work so hard to bring Major League Baseball to Texas 50 years ago. And for me, that's a great memory. Every time I look at that, I think the same thing every time. And when I look at Nolan's statue, I see Roberto Alomar striking out for no-hitter number 6, or in Oakland, Ruben Sierra trotting into foul territory to catch the final out for no-hitter number 7. Those are things you think about when you walk by and you see the statues. When we bring our grandkids to the ballpark, when parents bring their kids, there's going to be kids that come to the ballpark that didn't see Pudge play. Some of them don't remember who Pudge is, but it'll be a tremendous opportunity for those of us that do to tell our kids, to tell our grandkids all the things that we remember about Pudge and what made him such a special Ranger player. For me personally, I can't help but go back to the day when we signed him when he was 16 years old. Think 30 years later, and here we are assembled to honor him with a statue in front of our ballpark. But you can't help, I think all of us have a unique memory when you look at that. For me, I remember Pudge sliding into home plate, raising his hands, and the fans reacting to that. I remember, obviously, when he's catching, throws to first base to pick off a runner, the great throws to second base, all the individual things that he did. All of you probably have a different memory of a home run that maybe he hit, and when you go by that statue, that's what you're going to remember. The one thing I think everybody will have in common when you look at the statue, when you remember Pudge, if you don't remember a lot of the details, you'll remember the smile, and you'll remember the charisma, and you'll remember the connection that Pudge had to our fans and all that he's meant to Ranger baseball. I can't help but feel so fortunate and so happy that I had a front row seat to most of Pudge's career, and a lot of you, I'm sure, feel the same way. So it's a huge honor, it always is for me to get up and say a few words about a player and a person that I admire so much. But I'm going to let Pudge come up here and tell you a little about what this statue means to him as well. Pudge?
Well, thank you very much, to everyone, and I just want to say thank you to all of you to come over here today. We know that it's a rainy day today, but it's great to to see you guys and always have the support that all of you guys did to me through all the years. And I wanted to say thank you to all of you for all the support, and you guys are a big reason for me to have this date like today, having my statue outside of the ballpark. Everything started in 1991. A little bit more north in the old ballpark in 1991, and then move a little bit north south to this beautiful ballpark next, and now moving over here to this magnificent facility and this beautiful ballpark that we all going to enjoy, and having my statue outside of this ballpark for years to come is a dream, and it's an honor for me to have the statue here. And I just wanted to say also thank you for the whole Rangers organization for all the support they give me through all the years since I started in '88, '91 in the big leagues, and now working as an assistant of John and work for Fox, and having a good relationship with John Blake and his staff. I just wanted to say thank you, John, for all the support and everything that we've done. And we know that it took us almost a year and a half to bring it over here, but the positive thing about it is that it's going to sit out there for life, and I don't think it's not a better place to have my statue here at the ballpark. So on behalf of my beautiful family, my wife, my daughters, and niece and friends, and all of you, thank you all very much. Thank you, Red. Thank you, John, and the whole Rangers organization. Catalina, thank you. I know you work hard for this, but today is a very, very happy day for me, because I know that every time I'm coming to this beautiful facility, I'm going to have something that I love very much sitting outside, so all of you fans and the media can stop and can take pictures and enjoy. So thank you very much for this beautiful day, John. Once again, thank you, and I'm very happy. So God bless and thank you very much.
3.